Hello, and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Got another one from Kansept today, and this one is called the Kansept Convict. Now, looking at the box, we've got our standard Kansept box, an envelope containing our Kansept warranty, I believe, and some care stuff, including a microfiber cleaning cloth, and then we have the knife itself. There we go. Let's put all this back in the box for now. And then before we get to looking closely at the knife, let's get some specifics out of the way. Now, this one, again, is called the Kansept Convict. This one has an overall length, when open, of 7.52 inches, has a blade length of 3.3 inches, and is made of CPM S35 VN steel. The the blade profile on this one is going to be a sheep's foot that's flat ground and has a stone-washed finish. The handle material is a green anodized titanium handle, and it is also a frame lock. And the weight on this one is going to be coming in at 4.06 ounces, and it's designed by Sheepdog Knives. Okay, now with that all out of the way, we have what we can see here are two thumb holes for deployment. We have a pocket clip that's not really deep carry, and it is also not reversible. And again, as mentioned before, this is a frame lock, and I also believe this is running on ceramic ball bearings as well. I did not see any mention. Oh, yep. Okay, there we are. Ceramic ball bearings in the pivot. Now, the thumb studs on this one are quite smoothed out, not very aggressive, but just aggressive enough to be able to quickly and easily deploy. And there we have their sheep's foot blade. Sheep's foot blades or profiles, as well as Wharncliffe profiles, are probably my favorite for everyday carry, because they're great for most utilitarian tasks when it comes to like package opening, cutting, cardboard cutting, box cutting, cable cutting, all that fun stuff. So I really do like the shape of this blade for everyday carry. That lockup on the frame lock was nice and solid sounding. Again, very rounded off thumb studs on this, but nice solid click on that. Now, looking at it while it's closed, we can see that it does appear to be perfectly centered in that well. Nice thick blade stock on this. And then with the blade opened, let's see how that locks up. Again, very positive sounding lockup on it. And I'm not getting any movement on that blade at all, either up or down, left or right on there. So very solid lockup. Now this one has a straighter edge as opposed to a curved belly. And again, it is flat ground. And you have, I don't know if I'd call that a finger choil there. It's not the biggest choil on a knife, just big enough to barely get my first knuckle around there. And then get my thumb on the back of that spine for more precise cutting. But not a very large choil. I don't know if I'd really consider that a finger choil. I can, if I pull back and use this ledge as a place of, where I can plant my finger, it does work pretty well. Now, if I hold it like this, it's not too bad. I think I'd be more comfortable holding it with my finger back, to be quite honest, though. But I can still do precise cuts with this, get real precise control over that blade. Now, surprisingly enough, There's no jimping on the back of the blade whatsoever. And I'm not feeling any swedging or rounding off on the corners. But I don't feel like I'm going to have too much problem keeping that blade under the control, to be quite honest. The fact that there's no real swedging or rounding of the corners actually provides a little bit of grip from side to side, if not parallel to the blade. Now, the titanium scales on this one, interesting green or bluish green color. I really do like it, and it's matched on the pocket clip. I think the pocket clip does look a little darker or a little more towards blue than the rest of the scales, which is not a bad look, to be quite honest, at least not for me. I don't know how anybody else would feel about that, whether they'd want their pocket clip perfectly matching the scales or not. Personally, I really like the look on this one. They're smooth, but still provide just enough grip that they don't feel slippery at all, like I've seen on some smooth titanium grips from other manufacturers. So I do feel like I can still get a good purchase on this knife. I get a full Gorilla Grip on it. The pocket clip I can feel on the inside of my knuckle, but doesn't feel too problematic. Like, it doesn't feel too irritating. Maybe with a lot of cutting, but otherwise doesn't feel too problematic. And again, if I'm using different different blade grips, it pretty much just disappears depending on the type of grip that you're using. Like, I don't feel it at all with this type of grip or this type of grip. And the handle is neutral enough to where holding the blade in different ways doesn't make it uncomfortable. Otherwise, a pretty ergonomic feeling grip on this one. The edges are nicely rounded off, so I'm not feeling any real sharp edges to this, nothing biting into my hand or anything like that. So, pretty comfortable grip overall. Now, let's see how this one cuts straight out of the box. Okay, let's try this with some printer paper. Unfortunately, I'm out of my usual magazine paper because I've completely destroyed all the magazines I have. Now, let's see how this is out of the box. Ooh, nice. Clean coat. I think that was more me. Nice clean edge on this printer paper. Crisp edge, crisp cut. Feels really good going through that paper. Nice and smooth feeling. They did a pretty good job on that factory edge. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with that. So, nice factory edge out of the box. Nice and sharp. Felt really good going through that printer paper. Okay. And I really do like this blade profile. Again, for a lot of utilitarian use, like, again, draw cutting. In this case, maybe not like, I probably wouldn't use this for skinning because it's not a very rounded belly. This is a pretty straight edge on this one. But for like cutting cardboard, opening packages, cutting cables, things like that, I really like the blade shape on this. And again, nice ergonomic handle on this. Pretty happy with this one. Now, excuse me, being one of their, leaning towards one of their premium knives, this one on Kansept's website, they run for about, this particular model, $207.90. So at the time of this video, about $208 through Kansept's website. Now, I got mine through Going Gear on Whatnot, and I know I paid considerably less for this one. But you'll want to check various retailers, various online retailers. I'm pretty sure you can get a good deal on these. But on Kansept's website, yeah, you're going to be looking at about $208 for this one. Not that that's a bad price for the materials that you get. The titanium scales, the S35 VN steel, and also the quality of how this blade or how this knife has been put together is really, really nice. I don't have too much, admittedly, negative to say on this one. I mean, looking at it, um, I think the thumb studs could stand to be a little bit more aggressive. I mean, they're not too bad right now. I've only had a few issues where I'll go to open the blade up and my thumb will slide off the rounded edges of the thumb studs. I mean, they are still aggressive enough to where you just have to get a little used to the thumb positioning, I think. I have my thumb a little farther along the side of the thumb studs, to the point of where I'm actually touching the blade to flick it out. But once you do have that blade out, it's really fast, really smooth, and a very positive lockup on that frame lock. And I also wish they had a little bit more jimping. I don't know the reasoning why they decided to go without the jimping on this one, but I really would have liked to see some jimping back there to help provide a little bit more purchase for your thumb when you're doing more detailed or precise work. Otherwise, though, pretty happy with this one. Again, that blade profile is a favorite of mine. I really like that blade profile. It's a very comfortable handle, very ergonomic handle. I don't feel any sharp edges or anything like that. The only other things, I wish maybe the pocket clip was a little deeper carry pocket clip, but I do like that the pocket clip doesn't protrude out so much as to be an irritation like I've had on other knives where the pocket clip just sort of goes upward at a pretty steep angle. It ends up being very irritating if you're, depending on how you're holding that knife. But otherwise, great feeling handle, great looks. I like the color on this titanium. Very striking look to this knife. Overall, I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have a Convict from Kansept? Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. And thank you so much for all your support. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll get notified as soon as I drop a new video. Again, this is the Kansept Convict. Pretty nice knife for the materials and everything that you get in terms of quality. Your standard Kansept quality on a knife, which I've become a very big fan of Kansept with a lot of the knives that I've gotten from them, from their premium line as well as their budget stuff, has just been ultra stellar. But let me know how you feel about these in the comments below, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching, and bye-bye.